Welcome to On the Couch with me, Richard Wilson, from thestafftrain.com. How do restaurants grow? Why do you need a consultant? And why the hell should we train every day? These are all really valuable and good questions, and I'm going to break down for you right now on the couch. New series from thestafftrain.com and stafftraining101.com. A little bit of training every day goes a long, long way to the overall success of your restaurant. But sometimes it's just hard because where the hell do you begin? Do you start with focusing on the new employee who needs all this new information? Or do you work with the old employees who've got some fundamental problems that you need to tweak, help them understand so they can grow? What problems do you address first? How do you incorporate both to work together? It's natural to want to figure out how you can help someone or how you can help somebody grow, because you're trying to grow your business, either because you need the money or your restaurant just is right at that edge, but it's not really doing well, meaning that you're really not filling up every seat on 2 turns or 3 turns. And your food is good, your chefs are good, but it's probably a breakdown somewhere in your training process. Many consulting companies like mine, Staff Train and Staff Training 101, we teach that it is okay to make a mistake. In fact, it's a great thing. All that crap that they taught you before is wrong. Or if you're teaching your staff, or if your managers and your bosses are telling you don't make mistakes, that's wrong. As long as you're trying and you're thinking about the process of what you want to accomplish in a good way, if you make a mistake along the way, that's a good thing. What we want are people that want to try to learn, okay? Not people that are afraid to try because they don't want to be scolded for a mistake. Because those people, you're going to have to keep telling them what to do every single day because they won't really think or try on their own. You can't make people try. It's a fundamental fact and the basic for all learning and the basis for awareness. You cannot make people do stuff. They've got to want to do it. And that's how the learning process begins. And it doesn't make us weak. People tell you you do. Maybe you read it somewhere that, people who say they're sorry are weak. No, people who say they're sorry are aware of their mistakes and they will learn from them. Not people who don't apologize or who aren't aware, or people who don't take responsibility. Simply put, we learn better from our mistakes. Think about it this way. If you trip over your shoelaces because you don't notice that they've come untied, and you fall down and hurt yourself, you're going to remember for a long time to look down and check your damn shoelaces. Versus if somebody tells you to check your shoelaces, how long do you think you'll remember to look down after that and check your shoelaces? Probably not that often. It's just one example of how learning by a mistake immediately applies itself to your life. So what you've got to figure out how to do is take responsibility for the mistakes you make, say it's okay, teach your staff to be honest about it so they tell you immediately that it's okay, so you can work on fixing the problem together. And taking responsibility then carries itself onto, okay, how am I going to fix that? And how am I going to remember that so I can apply that to the next task or the next job or whatever the next thing is problem that might come up, that your thinking process will be much better. Got me. If you keep repeating yourself, then people aren't really learning, and you're spending too much time repeating yourself. So number one is train your staff to understand by hearing, okay? So that you don't keep repeating yourself, okay? That's number one. Number two, help your staff through your training exercises like this learn to think for themselves. You do that by just asking them, what was the reason for doing something? Don't judge, don't scold. There's no wrong answer. What you want to learn is, how did they come up with that decision? Even if it was a right one, because you can use a right decision to train other people. Same like you can use a bad decision to help somebody figure out, oh, well, I could have done this. If you just tell them, like I said in lesson one here, if you just tell them, you're going to be repeating yourself a lot. You're going to keep having to tell them and tell them and tell them. It's much different if you can begin the process of creating thinkers, people who want to think. Number three, create a stronger team through learning. Everything is about learning, okay? Nobody knows everything. Not even me, and I've been doing this a long time. But everything is about learning. If you think about everything as a learning process, it won't seem so exhausting to you, both as the learner and as the teacher, if you're the manager or owner of your shop, okay? Try it. Try thinking about it that way. Most consultants teach a myriad of things, many things, not just these three things that I just said. And most of them, like me, have spent years, 25 years in the business and have developed some really good skills and methods that I'm giving to you and selling on my professional video training school, stafftraining101.com. These are techniques that we've learned and spent a lifetime, cultivating, of how to help our staff take part in the process of running our establishments, take part in the process of understanding how we learn, take part in the process of creating value for whatever it is that we're selling. These processes, there are many different things. It's not just one thing. It's many different things. And you just have to figure out which processes you're going to tackle on an individual training basis. Get your staff involved in that. And there it is, getting them involved in the process so that you're not continually telling them what to do. It's processes like teaching them how to reset their internal clock so that you can get past some timing issues that you might be having. A lot of people really lose track of what 30 seconds is. And I offer a training lesson on how to reset your interior clock inside you, so that you can stack more things on top of your brain and understanding, okay, I can do this in 15 seconds, I can do that in 20, and there's 35 seconds. So, actually, when you tell somebody you'll be back in 5 minutes, that you're back in 5 minutes, not 8. But all these things are to create an understanding that you care about your staff, and your staff will then begin to take part of the process. And what that is it's about it's the first step in creating ownership. I recently did a whole video on it. You can watch it. It's a great series, stafftraining101.com. It's only $20. So it's a 7-part series. It's got great tutorials. It's got a great questionnaire at the end. But we tackle it in depth, this whole thing about ownership. I'm going to give you little bits of it for free right now. and I already have, if you've been paying attention, that all of my research, 25 years, 20 years of asking other people that were very, very successful at running their businesses, and they all had one thing in common. That was that they didn't do it all. Their staff were part of the process. That's right. And when you say that, that means part of the process means that the staff have taken on ownership responsibilities on their own. All these lessons have many different parts, but they all have one simple root, and that's behavior. And if you want behavior to change, you have to encourage it. You have to let people know that it is good to make mistakes, that understanding your behavior can only be done by understanding the things that you do wrong, not just the things that you're doing right. Yes, you need to go back and tell them, hey, you did this really, really well, but you need to stop talking at people and start talking with them. Okay? Start encouraging and empowering your employees and yourself. If you're the owner, then it's even more important. If you want to be a manager, it's important to learn all these things. Or even if you're just a frontline employee, it still is important to understand, put yourself in the middle of the process, and you'll understand that it's not the owner of the restaurant's glass. It's not the owner of the gift shop's bags. It's everybody's bag. It's everybody's glass. And it is because it's the tools we need to sell to keep the jobs that we have. And that's what creating ownership is. And broken down into the three parts that comes down to awareness, not repeating yourself, encouraging people to think, and encouraging always to learn, learn, learn. I'm Richard Wilson, and I'm on the couch. Hope you join me for another video on the couch. Try to have fun. This is sort of in your face, but please give me some feedback. Let me know. Send me an email. You can find it anywhere. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Right? Our Facebook account is the Staff Training 101. Look forward to seeing you there. Good luck in your shops. Good luck in your training. Learn. Read. Buy a book. Watch a video. That's the trick. Do anything you can. Just learn.